Take you back to 1982, where the dispute of the Falkland Islands kind of roiled these two nations. Argentina claimed authority over that small cluster of land in the South Atlantic. There was fighting. 900 people died, most of them Argentinians, and there are still diplomatic disputes over waterways, shipping and fishing rights, and the British military presence on the islands. And we talked to the British consulate here in Atlanta, Rachel Galloway. She tells me that they do have some tense history, but there is still a good relationship between the two nations.
The fact is, we have managed to continue to build a relationship with Argentina. They are our third largest trade partner in South America, and we continue to work with them politically, on trade, on culture, and also on sport. So while the fans may sing songs about some of these issues, actually we find a way to work together.